What's happening in China? What is happening in China? Because there's a lot of stimulus, but they're coming at it a different way from the West, where we're just helicoptering money in and just dropping it, scattering it in a kind of very random fashion. These guys seem to be driving it towards infrastructure, manufacturing, and obviously primary industry. We're seeing here, because if I look at 17% year over year on the nickel 300 series, that's nuts. I mean, that's insane. So what's happening?
Yeah, no, it's again, the Chinese, the way they reflate their economy is to, basically, get a bunch of infrastructure built, get a bunch of housing built. Again, social housing is a big driver in China. And so, again, we see the East Coast, which is very well developed now, but there's still hundreds of millions of people who still haven't, fully participated in what Shanghai and Beijing look like today. So, again, the overall macro theme you see in a bunch of numbers. So, copper semis production, they're running at 101% of capacity right now. Year over year, steel production, is in very healthy, growth territory. So, they've done it, as I said, 2003, 2008, 2009, there's been a number of cycles, where they've come, this is the button that the Chinese government hits to try and build up their economy. So, this is going to continue, for a good 6 to 12 months, and perhaps longer. We'll just have to see sort of where the Chinese economy lands.
We'll also be able to work out who got it right in terms of their approach to stimulating the economy.
Yes.
Which is a fascinating one. I think we're going to talk to a couple of US funds about next week. But prices are up, inventory's down. Imports on the rise. Where are they getting it all from?
Yeah, I mean, right now it's just the Philippines, and so that's again the catalyst for the end of the year is they need to build inventories because the Philippines has their rainy season from November through February, and if they haven't built their stockpiles up, things will get even tighter at the end of the year. There's news yesterday: New Caledonia approved 2 mines, Goro and another mine, to export about 2 million tons each of ore. That will work out to, depending on the grade, 50 to 70,000 tons of additional nickel ore availability. But again, we lost several 100,000 tons of ore availability from Indonesia when they put the ban in place in January. So, it will help a little bit, but it's not going to change the fundamental picture. And New Caledonia is really the only proximal source of large volumes of additional material. So if kind of that's it that can come to the market from the biggest potential supplier, then that's a good sort of medium term view. You may see some additional quantities from West Africa, Guatemala, and a couple other locations, but again, there's not there's not another Indonesia out there waiting with or ready to go to China. So yeah, again, it really does help the end of the year picture and into 2021.
So, okay, New Caledonia, that's 2 times 2 million, so it's 4 million tons into the market, but it doesn't touch the sides. If Indonesia continues with this ban on exports, things are going to get tight for sure. Is there any chance that the Indonesians say, well, actually, we're going to come back online here. We are going to be able to supply into the market. Is there any chance of that?
No, I would be zero. Again, this has probably been the most successful developing country mining investment program ever. They've literally seen tens of billions of dollars of investment pour into the country. And again, I would love to see someone put a chart together of what that investment looks like over the last 5 years, and they've got to be top of the list in terms of attracting investment. So, they flipped themselves in 2014, and that was really in response to a short-term issue where the home team player, PT Antam, who the government also owned, was really struggling to produce enough ore to meet Chinese the demand from the plants that had been built at that point. And they pulled the ban forward this time to make sure that they were going to get the investment that they wanted. So I think there's zero chance that they would flip it, flip back at this point in time.